Hi, and welcome to Z Games. Recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios in Brisbane and broadcast nationally over the Community Radio Network, Z Games brings you the latest gaming news, reviews and interviews from across Australia and around the world.
Hello. It is Z Games that you are tuned into right now. The best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture. You might be listening to us on 102.1 FM in Brisbane or around the nation on the Community Radio Network or on Z Digital, iTunes and Twitch. That's right, we're live on twitch.tv ZGamesAU now. That's twitch.tv/ZGamesAU. I'm in the studio with Jack.
Hi, yes, hello.
Kate.
Howdy doody.
Millie.
Hi.
And Caitlin.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. How are we all today? Tonight.
Good.
Tonight.
Tonight.
That's
the second time we've done that joke.
Oh my god. We're going to get sued by like Channel 9 or something.
It's
soon.
fine. The less we talk about it, the better, probably.
Sorry.
This is fine.
Everything is fine.
Hey, it's a new week.
Hey, yeah,
Hey,
it is.
yeah.
Things have happened in the past week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So-
been hot.
Why don't we talk a little bit about some gaming news?
Yeah?
Yeah?
You don't want to mention what's coming up later on?
I could do that. Yeah. Don't you guys want the hot news, though? No. Later on the show, we have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Heck
We're going to be
yeah.
talking about a review. We're going to be reviewing it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I
Talking
mean.
about the
We're
review.
talking
Talking about-
We're going to review it and then talk about the
We're
review. We're going to talk about the
gonna
reviews. No,
review a
we're going to review Pokemon. Yes. Thanks for the dab. Millie just dabbed for those not on
appreciate
twitch.tv/ZGamesAU.
You're doing
She
a good
just
job.
dabbed.
Good work.
We're going to be reviewing Pokemon Let's Go. Also, Sims 4 Get Fabulous.
Famous.
Get famously fabulous.
Same thing.
Fabulously famous. While
Get
we're at it.
fabulously
Get everything. Do it. You can do it.
I can't speak. It's
Just get it.
fine.
Everything is fine.
Every day is a Monday to me. I've got
Well,
Monday
yes.
brain the whole week.
Are
See,
you
if
Garfield
got,
or something?
If you got famous, you would not have Mondays ever again.
True, every day would be a weekend, wouldn't it?
Be a sim.
This is very
Better
true.
For living.
Talk about the gaming news. Fortnite's developer Epic Games is launching a new PC and mobile storefront. The Epic Games Store is set to give developers a better cut of sales. Epic will ask for a 12% cut of sales for providing the platform, which is less than Valve's 30% cut on Steam. Additionally, developers will have licensing fees waived for using Unreal Engine 4 if the game is being sold through the Epic Games Store. Consumers can look forward to no questions asked returns within 14 days and a free game offered every 2 weeks through the storefront, which is set to launch in 2019.
They're loving that Fortnite money and they
That's
want
a
to
lot
keep
of
it
Fortnite
going.
money.
Fortnite.
I mean, my question is, do we talk about Valve or do we talk about Fortnite now? Because that's my question.
Both are
Well,
bad.
Half-Life 3 isn't coming, so let's talk about, Fortnite came. Half-Life 3 didn't. There you go.
Very true.
I don't want to talk about Fortnite.
compare the
You got
pair.
one
Let's not compare them.
disappointment. No, make that
Love that
two.
you were like, oh yeah, Fortnite is definitely on the same level as Half-Life 3. And I'm like, honey, can we bring it back a little
Definitely no comparison. I'm just
No
saying,
comparison,
Valve
but-
has its Cash Baby, which was,
No comparison.
Half-Life
Team
and
Fortress
Portal.
2 now,
One
Dota.
exists,
Let's be
the
real.
other doesn't.
Don't remind me, okay? Just don't
And we
remind
wish
me.
it
I'm
was
still
the other way
bitter.
around.
Look,
I wish it was the other way around. I'm so sick of
Fortnite's
watching people
okay.
floss. No more flossing. Please.
It took me a sec to realize that you were talking about
No,
floss
please
the
not.
dance
The
and
floss
not
the
just
dance.
floss
make
the-
sure you floss as well.
Yeah,
You know, it's good to floss.
you gotta floss your teeth.
teeth.
Please remember, floss
Do
your
not
teeth.
do, do
But
not do a
don't
dance while
dance
you're flossing.
and floss your teeth.
And your
That's
achievement in
dangerous.
Fortnite, did you floss?
I
Or
wish.
nah.
I wish.
It's just like
That's a positive message.
it's just
to
a
kids.
Fortnite dentist character coming on, being like, "Did you
No.
floss?"
Oh, you bet there's a
Did
cult,
you
there's a
floss?
sponsorship coming. 100%.
Oh, I wish.
Little teeth
Oral
enemies
beads.
This
running
man is a
around.
dentist, so he can't show you his face. But he probably plays Fortnite.
Where are we dropping that hot dental treatment?
Just shooting mouthwash at people.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
No.
Just keep getting worse.
Enough of that.
After mixed reception to Fallout 76 after release, developer Bethesda is offering replacement canvas bags to Power Armor Edition customers. This edition was advertised as including a canvas bag originally, but released with a cheaper nylon bag. Bethesda's support desk originally told customers that the bag was too expensive to make and that they weren't planning on doing anything about it. Later, customers were offered $5 of in-game currency as an apology. Customers can now provide details and request the replacement bag through the Bethesda support site now.
Wow.
Hey, I've just got to say,
$5.
just
$5 dues.
just got to
for
say,
a bag.
with the plastic bag ban, you got to have your good bag for your groceries, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
but
nylon
is
crap
plastic.
bag.
Oh, you-
Canvas is not.
We were
$5.
promised
Don't listen to me,
canvas. You know how hard I am about merch, okay?
You get very hard about merch.
Yes.
But
And
here's the thing. Why would
No
they
nylon.
say? Why would they say their biggest thing was it was too expensive when
You're
they didn't
Bethesda.
actually let us know beforehand?
Because it was a PR goof. Like that statement came from a support rep that like someone had emailed through to their support website, and that was an email response. The problem was that was later retracted, so they were obviously like, "Oh, that's probably true, but it's also a very bad look. Let's roll that back." So since then, they've come out and said something a little bit nicer. I didn't pull that quote because it's not quite as fun as we're not doing anything about it. But now, obviously, they are.
Yeah.
So that website is on the Bethesda support website. You need to log in with your Bethesda.net account. And I believe that is applicable to both people in the US and Australia. I think it's a global...
All they require is a
thing.
Retail receipt.
Like a
proof
proof
of
of
purchase.
purchase, yes. So you should be good to head there if you got that nylon bag and you want merch.
It feels like they took a stumble and then kept stumbling to make it look like they didn't.
And then they eventually were like, let's just give them the canvas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look, people had some baggage and they decided to, you know...
Adrian.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Nice.
Sorry.
Nice. Yep.
Next
more of
story,
that.
please.
Nintendo has ended their creators program. Previously, this program had creators sign up to giving 30 to 40% of their ad revenue to the company, or risk losing all revenue coming from ads running on Nintendo video content. Nintendo's new guidelines give creators permission to monetize video content as long as the creator adds something in the process. The guidelines state, quote, videos and images that contain mere properties of Nintendo game content without creative input or commentary are not permitted, end quote.
Fantastic win for common sense.
For commentators.
And I like how I tried to... I said next story to try and end the painful pun, and you just brought a painful
just
pun
came
back
back.
into it. Like, let's
There's
just bookend
always
that with
puns.
puns.
It's not going anywhere.
I'm so glad we get our AdSense. Oh, never mind.
There's no, just more puns constantly.
Pun.
But I mean, it was kind of gross to begin with because that 30 to 40% was what they would have gotten after YouTube took their cut anyway. Because for people who aren't aware, ad revenue is, as far as YouTube's concerned, 50-50 split down the middle. So it's 50 goes directly to YouTube, 50 goes to the content creator. In this case, Nintendo was asking for 30% of that 50%.
Oh my god.
So, and their program was like, hey, you can sign up for individual videos if you want to give a 40% cut. 40% cut. Or if you sign up your entire account, all AdSense coming from your account, you get a 30%
Oh my god.
cut going to Nintendo. So it wasn't a great program. I mean, to be honest, 2 years before this, they were just taking all ad revenue from content regardless.
Yeah.
So it's like, clearly it's baby steps now that they realize it's not quite as bad as Atlas saying, oh yeah, in case you stream Persona 5 past like a certain point, we might take down your Twitch channel. So
yeah.
it's improving. I feel like in particular, like Japanese companies have a bit of trouble trying to come to terms with, because a lot of this stuff, like the content we're watching, is from Western producers, like people on YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah.
Something that Japanese companies are like, if there's video content online, why would they go out and buy our game? Which is not how that works.
But the move does make sense considering, you know, Nintendo even has a video recording feature on the Switch now. You can, you know, record content of your games.
Half-baked.
You know, but it's there.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a smart move to be able to upload content from Nintendo games if you do add something to it, which I think has always been the point of, I forget that copyright kind of term where it's okay, it's not considered copyright.
Fair use.
Fair use,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah, good stuff. Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee have just come out, and we're going to review it. That's right. Pokemon Yellow came out a few years ago. It's been quite a while now.
A little while.
Who remembers that game? What a throwback.
Oh man.
And
It's
Pokemon
green.
Let's Go, Eevee and Pikachu are actually reimaginings of Pokemon Yellow. And Pokemon Yellow was inspired by the
Pokemon Red
anime.
and Blue.
Because obviously you had Pokemon Red and Blue come out, and then the anime got really popular, and they were like, well, let's make a Pikachu version with Team Rocket. So that was Pokemon Yellow, and now we've got Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee. And boy, it's a great time. It's on the Nintendo Switch. So, it's, what?
Boy.
Boy, I think they buy.
You can play it anywhere, like literally right now.
Yeah, Cringy's over here playing Pokemon.
In the corner,
Let's go.
I've got my Switch and I've just booted it up. And
That's
I'm just
right.
like, let's play it while they're reviewing it.
So this is actually the first proper Pokemon game on a console as you know it.
Incorrect.
As you
Incorrect.
do not say
Get
Colosseum.
out.
He's
XD
gonna
Colosseum
say
were
X-
phenomenal. How dare you?
XD Lamau.
They were-
Waffle Mayo.
No.
No.
XD.
No.
Raw. You know, like, you can get out. Honestly, they
Look,
were phenomenal games.
They were phenomenal, but they weren't what you
were
expected
real.
from Pokemon.
Don't say
Excuse
they
me,
weren't
excuse me.
real.
Are
Did you
we
even
just-
trade?
It's about
That's
to
what
go
I thought.
down.
You can connect your GameCube via LAN cable. You can only do that in Mario Kart Double Dash.
For what it's worth,
my God.
like if you're saying XD and Coliseum aren't legitimate, like proper legitimate games in that
Excuse me.
season,
Excuse
in
me.
that way,
Excuse me, are we excluding the ultimate Pokemon game on a console, Pokemon Snap? Thank you very much.
you can leave.
We-
I mean, no, I
Just a
agree, but
Pokemon?
also you couldn't get further from traditional Pokemon.
I mean, come on now.
XD and
You
Coliseum
got to throw
had
pestiballs at them.
you're the one. XD Coliseum had quirks where it was like you didn't really have a lot of like random encounters, you didn't have gyms, but I mean with this one you're changing the catching mechanics in a pretty significant way. So
gotta
it's not
say-
the whole experience.
I've got to say, the change in catching mechanics is actually one of my more favorite elements of this game.
Oh, God, yes.
So, the reason why this game is called Let's Go is because these are actually kind of sequels to Pokemon Go.
Oh
on
God, it's so good.
smartphone. You may have heard of it, you know? Have you guys heard of Pokemon
I
Go?
play Pokemon
Oh,
Go
a little bit.
religiously.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, might have spent some weekends with 200 other people down at South Bank
Yeah.
chasing after train.
Big
Yeah, I
mood,
remember
big
when
mood.
South Bank was like packed out for that like 2-week period.
when people
it was, like,
went
everyone's
outside.
just
So
sitting there.
good.
You know?
Closest we've ever gotten to world peace, I thought I heard somebody
I think
say.
so.
They were
Yeah.
such good weeks. I wish people would go back because now it's just like me playing Pokemon. It's so good though.
No, it was a phenomenal
it.
success, and Pokemon Go is probably the only game on smartphone that my mother has ever had on her phone.
Oh my God.
So that kind of goes to show. And what they've done with Pokemon Let's Go is they've actually brought over the catching mechanics, which I think is a really refreshing change for Pokemon.
It
Because
really is.
no longer do I dread going into a wild battle, and you can actually see the Pokemon now before you go into a wild battle too. You don't just
so
randomly encounter them in the
good.
grass.
I love it so much because you can just run through the grass instead of like, encountering 7 Pidgeys in a row.
Yeah,
You can
you just
actually
dodge them.
avoid those Pidgeys
Yeah.
and like go for like something else.
Yeah, sometimes like a Rattata will like literally sprint right at you, but it's like whatever.
You just run away from it.
You just run harder.
But the catching mechanic is amazing because, like, okay, let me admit something here. I wasn't a hardcore Pokemon player on any of the handhelds. I played a little bit of Yellow, and then I gave up. Because I was really bad at it. You judge me as much as you want. So I got Pokemon Let's Go, and I was really nervous about whether or not I'd be any good at it. And I'm loving it. This whole catching mechanic just made my life so much easier. And you're just running around in a colourful world, and you got fun Pokemon.
It is beautiful.
And I love it.
I will say though, the catching mechanic of like actually physically throwing a Pokeball, if I'm playing it in portable mode, am I just shaking my Switch?
No. You just press A.
Oh, okay, cool.
You move. You are tilting it.
You tilt it
but
a little
you're
bit,
just
but it's
pressing
not
A.
just like,
Yeah.
like Wii motion mechanics when you're like
Yes.
flailing.
Just
The noise of you just like running the chair into things in the studio was like, that's the feeling.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like breaking your flat screen TV. So this one, you just like, it's a gentle tip. It's a gentle
Yeah.
tip, and then press the A button, and you catch your Pokemon.
And it's very accessible. You only need to. You can play this game one-handed.
Yeah.
So you can use one Joy-Con. You can use the Pokemon, the Pokeball accessory that is also sold separately. Or you can play it in Switch mode with the 2 controls if you wish. Yes, thank you for the Switch there. Yes, Nintendo Switch. We need a Switch sound effect to play because our fingers aren't great enough.
Just click your Switch now, Jack.
Can you?
just
Yeah,
I can't
Can you
Will
undock for?
Smith.
Wait, here we go. Here we
Yeah.
go. Here we go. Oh,
Yes!
Where was the sound? That's all right.
I'll like reverb that later on.
Yeah,
like, that's
yes,
it. Yeah.
please,
Yeah.
please.
So you've got that mechanic where there's like a circle around the Pokemon and it's a first-person view, so you can't actually fight the Pokemon that are wild anymore. You can only fight them in trainer battles. But catching Pokemon this time around gives you XP and gives you quite a lot of XP. And there's
So
some
good.
fun little like bonus modifiers and like skill-centric things such as if you aim the Pokeball in the circle correctly, you get more points, more XP, and it's more fun. It's snappy,
so
it's
fun.
quick, it's great.
So quick to catch like Pokemon, and then like I got a full roster within like 5 minutes. Some of them I didn't want, but you put them in your box. It's fine.
And the box is
Your
with
box
you.
is with you.
It's with you. Bill is just invalidated
Yeah, bye,
now.
Bill.
Why does Bill
Bye,
exist
get out.
anymore?
Leave
Dead to
Bill.
us. Honestly, if for anyone who remembers, Bill was the PC guy who like created. He was basically Bill Gates. He was Bill Gates.
Yeah, basically.
That's why he was
True,
called Bill,
yeah.
because he made the OS that stores the
Pokemon.
operating system that stores Pokemon. And now he just like you run into him and he's just like
You turn him back.
you turn it back into a human and he's like, all right, see ya.
Bye.
Wouldn't want to be ya.
I thought you would give you something, and so you're just like, here, go take some candy, now leave. I was
Weird.
like,
So-
okay, bye.
I
I
have
mean, rare candy is good in Pokemon.
I have a few questions because I've just booted it up. I've gotten through the kind of intro sequence. Catching Pokemon's different, which
Yeah.
is fine. I've already done that at PAX. I get it. It's fine. Training Pokemon, because you don't have wild Pokemon, I guess, as much as usual. Like, do you
Yeah, there's
still?
plenty.
is like if you're not trying, like, obviously you can dodge wild Pokemon a bunch.
Yeah.
Are there enough trainers to get you to the point where you can get through gyms without stressing too much?
Yeah, early on the game is
Yeah.
very easy. You steamroll Brock.
Yeah.
But after
I
that,
did.
Sure.
it does the
You can
difficulty.
steamroll Misty
yeah.
too, like
And Misty.
Whatever you're
fancy
into,
is.
yeah,
Whatever you're
yeah.
fancy
But
is.
then after that, it gets a little bit tougher. So you've still got the same amount of trainers, which I think is probably a little bit of a gripe that I have is I was trying to play the game a bit last night, and I just kept running into trainer after
Yes.
trainer
Oh
after
my
trainer.
God.
And you just get sick of it after a while.
You do get a little bit sick of it
Because they all
they're,
have the same model too.
and
You're
they're
like,
in that
leave me
line of
alone.
sight. You can't walk past them,
Yeah.
otherwise they see you and they want to fight you. So there, it is quite a faithful reimagining of the original Pokemon Yellow, for better and worse. But don't let that deter you.
Speaking
because
of
it's beautiful.
worst, can I just Speaking of worst, I have a small gripe with it, and that it's way too powerful for the Switch. Because there's some points thinking the Viridian Forest. I was running
and it
around in there,
chugs.
and it just chugged.
Yeah.
So badly, like really.
Well, I mean-
almost so much slowed down. And I noticed in sorry, had to
How
clear that
dare
frog
you
out.
clear your
You
throat.
gotta get that radio
Wow.
voice
Clear
back.
that radio voice. In some trainer battles, I noticed that the camera would just sort of like swing upwards for no reason.
Weird.
You're not it's no motion controls in trainer battles,
Right.
But it would just be like whoop. It's like
Is your game okay?
it's fine. It goes back,
awesome.
but like you press like buttons to do your next move and it goes whoop. It's like
That's unusual.
so it's a little buggy, a little
Okay.
bit, just a smidge bug.
It's interesting. I haven't encountered anything except for a bit of lag when cutting like a tree.
Yeah, there's a bit of lag. Yeah.
But
I will say, like, as much as you're like, oh, it kind of chugs a little bit. Holy God, it looks so.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
it is beautiful.
It's so cute, and Eevee is
It's
beautiful
Rub
and
it.
adorable.
Rub the Eevee on
Yeah,
radio
so this
right now.
one-
Rub the Eevee.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
You
okay.
can't rub him in this cutscene. That's not how
Oh my
that
God,
works.
you shit. He's not far enough in. Okay.
not ready for the rubbing yet.
He's not ready for rubbing. Okay, let me tell you something. Like
The
I
real
think
Project
in,
Rub.
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
Whoa!
What a throwback.
Obscure,
Yeah.
obscure. I think. Oh God, I forgot there's been so many like DS Pokemon games, but one of them you could feed them like you could interact with your Pokemon. You could give them a little rub, and you can give them a little biscuit or something like
Yep.
a cake. In this one, you got your Eevee, and your Eevee demands attention. Or your Pikachu. But the thing is that they've kept the Japanese voice actress, I guess.
Yeah, this
And-
threw me off.
And it goes, it's obviously incomprehensible because it's just
Do
Eevee
it.
noises. But when you pat it enough, it eventually goes, just give me a minute.
Yeah, do it.
Here we go. And then it's like, so you're not going to hear it go Eevee. It's just going to go Eevee, which is the Japanese name
And
for
it's
Eevee.
adorable, but you're like, well, why are you making
Did
fish
not
noises at
expect.
me?
You can
Yeah.
put it in little outfits too. Like I haven't played the game, but my partner has it, and I've been watching her play it. And her little Eevee has had like a little black snapback on.
Oh, yeah, you
He's
can.
had
yeah.
little pink bows in his fur. They wear like matching outfits with the trainer, and
So
that
cute.
is great.
It is.
that
They have really
It's so
ups.
cute.
They've really made this game feel like it does belong in 2018 in a lot of aspects, and
So
for that,
cute.
yeah, I'm pretty glad they've done that. This is definitely like so. This game actually kind of brought my family together. I'm just going to tell a really wholesome
Aw.
story.
Okay, sure, do it.
So my
It's
brother.
wholesome time.
Yeah, my brother's 3 years older than me, and I hope he's listening to the show because I haven't actually said this
Hi,
to him
Adrian.
in person. I did like a little bit, but I really appreciate this game because it brought us back together. Because we played the Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Blue when we were like I would have been like 6 years old. He would have been 7, 8, 9, and that was our thing. We'd trade Pokemon, we'd battle, and now 20 years later, we're doing the same thing on our Switches again. And that's really cool. And, he's someone who kind of didn't really play all the Pokemon games in between Yellow and then now. And it's been a great way for him to jump back into the series and remember what that was like. And I know it's just, it's the classic case of nostalgia, being a bankable thing in video games. But for something like Pokemon, which I think really defined a generation, that's really
Yeah.
cool. I was watching a video yesterday of the original singer of that Pokemon theme song that we played a little bit earlier in the show, in a studio doing a new recording of it, and that was put on YouTube. And literally at the top of the comments, that singer had posted saying, wow, so much love coming through. You guys are amazing. Because everyone's saying you defined a generation, and that's what Pokemon did. right?
Yeah.
It changed everyone's
Yeah,
lives
I know.
almost.
I mean, I didn't play it much when I was a kid. I sort of am fairly new to Pokemon. Like, I came in on Sun and Moon. Like, that's the first game that I played. But my partner grew up with it, and, you know, her favourite thing about the game, I think, is that it is so nostalgic of Yellow, because that was one of the first ones she played too, and she really enjoyed Yellow. And there's a few other Pokemon games that it's sort of reminiscent of as well, and it just gives her those nostalgic feels while still being a completely new game and a new experience. So, yeah, I think it's awesome. It's sort of for everybody, you know, people that have played Pokemon for 20 years or people that are like little kids and are just getting into it.
Exactly.
So, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Good, wholesome content.
Very wholesome.
But not wholesome when you meme it by calling your rival or your Pokemon a very naughty name, because, oh my god, the
Oh
internet
god, I've
is
seen so
full
many of
them
those on
right
Twitter.
now.
I love them so much.
I did call my rival my butthole, and that's being great.
See, my rival's called Stinky, so
Yeah.
everyone's got the same
Stinky
attitude.
butthole. Yeah.
Stinky butthole. Let's not do this today.
That's our review of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
By the
and
game, it's cute.
Pikachu. It is very cute. It's available now on Nintendo Switch.
My name's Jack. I'm in studio with Adrian,
Hey.
Kate, Caitlin, and Millie.
Yee.
Oh, what a mouthful. Kate,
Sorry, so many of us here.
you've been playing Sims 4 Get
Ooh.
Famous.
Yes, Get Famous.
So-so.
How
So-
about
So.
So. Okay, so
Sorry.
Millie, from my understanding, you've been playing as well, correct?
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
playing as well. But
Okay.
Yeah.
So most of what you've experienced has been Creator Sim.
Yeah, shame me for that because that's all
I
I do. in
love
Sims.
that.
I remember, like,
my favorite?
That's
thing
all
to
of
do
us,
in
though.
Sims, yeah.
you got a little bit embarrassed when you were like,
Yeah.
sorry, I spent 2 hours doing this, and I'm like, that's what my Guild Wars 2 experience was.
I mean, like, it's my favorite part of The Sims. That's why I got The Sims 4, because I was like, there's sliders now. I can do so much. So I just create, like, pretty Sims, and I put them in the world. I build them a nice house. So oh, that's nice. Deletes game. Let's try new family.
I came, I saw, I deleted the game.
Yeah, but I'm actually really excited for Get Famous because I actually read a little bit about it. So I'd love to actually know about the game mechanics. So inform me, Kate.
Is it fabulous?
Ooh, it's fabulous being famous, I'll tell you that. Look, I cannot relate with the Creator Sim aspect, so I'd love to hear from you what content has actually come out with the Creator Sim aspect. For me, I just hit that randomizer dice and I go into the game, and that is where I spend most of my time. I like creating a life and a story with my Sims where I can live vicariously through them. And up until this expansion, I have not been able to really dive into it because I couldn't relate with them and I couldn't feel that game progression.
Yeah, see, I felt that a lot with The Sims. That's why I hardly ever play it properly. I do create a Sim that I like if I like them a lot, I will play them for at least like for as long as they can. But it's rare because I don't connect with that Sim at all. It's just like, oh, you're pretty, I made you, done.
Maybe that's why I play The Sims so much, because I always make myself.
Yeah, that's
God
probably why.
complex.
God
Sorry.
God complex for me.
I swear I'm not a narcissist.
Just be a PAX Enforcer.
Oh. Anyway, The Sims.
I don't even get that reference, but that hit a sour note with everyone. So
Oof.
continuing.
Can we get a Roblox? Oof.
No.
Oh, you bet you'll hear that on the show at some point.
Yeah.
You bet.
Continue, Kate.
So, the actual fame mechanics is very reminiscent of past famous iterations in, I believe, Sims 1 and Sims 2 had some celebrity. I think in Sims 1 they had Avril Lavigne was the spokesperson, and I loved that.
Oh my god, yeah.
And you could not
that.
speak with her at all. There was no way that you would ever get accepted by Avril Lavigne, and honestly, too real. Too real even to today. But look, Sims, like I said, Sims 4 specifically has been very difficult for me to really feel like the game was progressing in any capacity since they've taken away autonomy with unplayed households. So with families that you aren't playing, they do not get married or have kids. There's no randomizer happening back there, which has frustrated me. But I've kind of let that slide with Get Famous because I can now, and please hate me for this, I can now have my Sim spend hours filming and editing videos.
Oh, it's
and
you.
then uploading them.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm going to watch
my
this happen again
God.
when I'm doing it with the content where my sim is doing it.
Oh my
and
God.
it is too relatable for me at the moment. But
Hashtag relatable content. The Sims.
it's
Nice.
right. It really is for me. And look, it's really interesting because you start off and you post a few social media things, and then star one, you're a celebrity. Watch out. Here we go.
If only it was that easy.
Oh my god, I
Right.
wish.
Influencer. Bam!
Yeah.
Deal's going off.
But it's interesting because you've got this talent tree, so to speak, where every celebrity star you get, and it is a star on your little celebrity reel, you get points that you can spend in this talent tree. And in that talent tree, you get perks. Like, do you get sponsorships? Do you get, a good reputation? Or do you just use your fans for the better of yourself? Which, I mean... Yeah, right. This is a thing.
I was gonna say, if you're a Simfluencer, there's some pretty bad stuff that you could do.
Adrian,
like, for example, who's locked their sim inside a room with no door?
Me.
Who's locked their sim inside a pool with no way to get
Me.
out of the pool? Who's let their sim burn down the house
Me.
with no escape?
Ghost
Like-
family.
Now,
Graveyard.
now you can film that stuff and put it on the sim internet?
Oh my god.
Exactly.
It's actually
Exactly.
Logan Paul videos.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh my god, I'm going to do that when I get home.
Go to Japan.
Oh, no.
God, no.
Anyway, Sims.
anyway.
Simsy good time.
Yeah, God.
Adrian, leave.
Look.
I'm in control. I'm not leaving. Sorry.
The social media aspect in, I believe it was Get to Work, was so lackluster. It hurt my soul.
Don't even start with
because it was
that.
a job. And that's the thing with being in the real world and not being a sim. It's not really a job and it's frowned upon by most people. Whereas now it's not a job, but it's not frowned upon because you're a sim. It's a little different.
Exactly.
Susu.
So.
I don't know. I find that the additions to the actual gameplay, for instance, the social media aspect of it, being an influencer and being an actor, oh my god, I love that. And you get to watch your profession as an actor actually have an impact on the environment because the actor's studio where you go to record your TV shows or movies or whatever it is, at the beginning it's ads, and so the food table is just 2 pizzas and your costume is horrendous and your hair and makeup artist has no idea what he's doing, so it takes 3
Amazing.
takes before you get your hair and makeup done. It is an experience because then you get into the real stuff. And I just got a notification that, don't mean to honk my own horn, my sim is actually nominated for an award and I can tune in on Thursday to watch the award ceremony.
God, I love it.
Weird
Nice.
flex, I know. I'm
Congrats.
sorry.
Yeah, that is a weird flex, but okay.
Weird flex, but okay.
Big fan of weird flex, but okay.
I love that.
Great
but
response.
Good man.
it's the only thing that I will say that is frustrating me to no end, and it's just a recurring theme with all of Sims 4 and the expansions, and it's part of the reason why I haven't played and gotten involved. This environment, this world, this beautiful thing, none of it's real. None of it exists. It's all fake. It's a lie. And I don't mean the actual game. I mean the fact that in the I think they're called worlds now, there's like 4 lots that you can live on. There's 4 lots, and in the background, you can see this beautiful environment of, like, houses. Like, look at that on the Twitch stream. You can see there is a backdrop.
Sorry if you're listening.
Yeah. There's basically a backdrop of just beautiful buildings that don't exist. And everywhere you look, there are cars.
Yeah.
They're not in the game. And every so often, you hear a plane go by. What does a plane do? Nothing. It's just a sound file that plays every so often in game. And that frustrates me. Why have they put so much effort into making it look like you can do lots of things and go lots of places, but you've got 4 houses that you can live in this entire neighborhood?
Because it's the Truman Show. It's all fake.
Oh, God.
It's all a constructed reality.
Oh, my God.
Big brother. But you are Big Brother.
Yeah, well, I am God, and I have a complex, and I wish my world was bigger. Thank you.
That's your toy box. You just have to deal with it, okay?
Daddy, I want more.
I'm taking it back.
Just
Swear
got
to
called
God.
Daddy on air.
You're not allowed to do that.
Expected.
Shut that down. So, I mean, you have a few reservations about like some of the decisions they've made, but I feel like obviously a lot of it is relatable. Overall, where are you sitting on Get Famous?
it's the first time I've enjoyed the game.
Sims, you
I
mean?
mean,
What about
Yeah,
pets?
Sims
What about
4.
making magic?
No,
No, Sims 4
actually right. Yeah.
In this, like Sims 3 was sensational as base game. Sims 4 did not have anything.
It was very plain.
I mean, they took away a lot. And Jack, I've had this conversation with you. I have a mad conspiracy theory about what Sims 5 is going to be like, and I'm excited because if it's anything like the jump from Sims 1 to Sims 2, which I think Sims 4 is a pretty good parallel and a mirror to Sims 1.
Yeah, it's basic.
It's basic. Like
fun,
it
but
is
it's
Starbucks
basic.
and Ugg boots basic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You're
Relatable.
not wrong.
Wow.
That's pretty relatable,
very
seriously.
Rough.
And so that's why I say that Sims 4 Get Famous was the first time that I've seen this game as something that I can come back to, because there's gameplay progression that it hasn't had previously in any of the expansions prior to that.
Yeah,
And
you see, I completely agree with you, and I actually didn't think about that until you said that, because I've got most of the expansions before this, other than like one of the seasons, because it's too expensive. But like I got Vampires, which is like just an add-on pack, and that has like a full progression system. If you become a vampire, like you can progress to great. I know you can progress to like great vampire and everything. Why would
Yeah,
you
why
do
would you
that?
bother?
It's you're bored. You're bored by like the second quest. You're like, I'm just a vampire and it's cool, that's it. Why can't I do cool things? Why are you making me do this? Like, there's no reason.
and I'm just going to tease you with this carrot.
Do it.
One of my Sims has just gotten to level 4 celebrity, and she can make people faint, and she's got this strut, and she struts. Oh, and
hang
she
on.
struts. And she was just sitting in her household with her triplets. Don't ask me why the hell she had triplets.
Let me
God.
just play my reaction to that. Yeah.
I hate that you went out of your way to download the Roblox oof sound. I saw you do it, and I was like, he's not going to play that. God damn it.
Oh my god, Adrian.
You bet I will.
Uh,
Yeah. So,
Please
Sims,
keep that as a soundbite for the rest of
it's a
if
good
you're
time.
playing Sims 4 and you're finding it boring, it's an expansion pack that you probably want to look into.
Yeah.
Because your sim will make some funny little hi. Oh, it's great to see you in Simlish to their
So.
babies.
Excellent.
I love it.
That
Wait,
was.
do her kids faint? Is that what you were getting to? Her babies faint?
No, but she has stands. There's a whole. So you got the perks where you get to be like a good. That's your like congratulations for getting to this celebrity level. You also have some quirks where bad things happen, like your number getting leaked and people showing up at your house. And I haven't seen
I
all of
love
them, and even those, I'm excited to see what other Sims will get, because your kids end up, I think, vicariously becoming a celebrity through you. So my kids might end up with stands, and they might end up with people rummaging through their trash when they have kids. And
I
I'm
love
excited.
it.
I'm excited to see this generationally progress. I want to know everything about all of the perks and quirks of being a celebrity on The
It's
Sims.
going to be
Oh.
so fun.
It actually
Amazing.
sounds so fun. Like, I have not played a Sims game. Like, I think I briefly dabbled in 3 and was sort of just thrown because it was so much bigger than 2 and 1, which was where I sort of had originally played.
Yeah, the jump from 3 to 4 was
Yeah.
depressing because you went down.
Yeah.
To, like,
down
nothing.
to like a Sims 1 level
Yeah.
size. Yeah.
Yep.
Ugh.
Sounds fun, though. I might have to
Yeah,
give it a
man.
look.
Let's
Yes,
do it.
that is our review of The Sims 4 Get Famous. And that just about, almost, kinda, brings us to the end of another episode of Z Games. You want to say something, Jack?
I have nothing to contribute.
He's had enough for today.
I'm really sorry for that. I'm
It's a regular occurrence. You get into that seat and you're hitting buttons and you're like, this will be a funny thing. And then you're like, I feel like a monster for doing this. But I have not gone to the extent of downloading Project Rub or Roblox Oof. There we go. Thank you. So it's like, I haven't quite hit the lows. Or highs? I can't tell anymore.
The oof is a high.
Oh,
Oof is
Jesus.
a
It's all highs here on Z
It's
Games.
all
Thank you
highs
so
here.
much for
It's-
tuning in. We will see you next
But-
week.
Before
Next
we
week,
see-
though.
well, I
Thanks for
mean-
interrupting my
But first-
outro.
Not allowed. Not allowed.
No, you're banned.
Get rid of it. We won't see you next week because it's a radio show. Duh.
We're on
Watch us on Twitch.
twitch.tv.
Yeah, go to
You can
twitch.tv
listen
slash
to us next week.
ZGamesAU, but obviously also go to our iTunes thing.
Because we are on iTunes. If you
We're
like,
on
if you like
iTunes,
digesting
yeah.
podcasts, you know, if feel like bite-sized.
Adrian and I
A little
went insane for you
We
trying
did
to get our
actually.
backlog up.
Yeah,
Holy
we did.
God, you don't understand how
Give it a
much of a
listen.
nightmare it is.
Go on
but
iTunes,
go to
search for Zed
iTunes.
Oh, you're
Games.
too deep in my
Like us
ears.
on social media as well. Facebook, we're going to have regular updates on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram going forward.
Games AU.
That's it. Zed Games.
Do it. Do it.
God.
We'll see you next week.